So today we're going to be doing student investigation sheet 1B. There's 3 parts. On this one at the top it says equipment. It says one graduated cylinder, 1,000 milliliters. Let's see, 10 marbles in here, a plastic jar of water, I actually got a couple, a ruler, I'm going to be using centimeters, a wax block, modeling clay, and a pan balance. And you probably can't see it from there, but it has weights on the other side. Okay? So, here we go. The first question is, you are challenged to determine the volume and mass of 3 solids in a liquid later. For all the materials, you will use a balance to find mass. How will you find volume? Draw a line from each material to the way you will find its volume. So down below you're going to see materials and then ways to find volume. You notice you have a wax block, water, marbles, and modeling clay. So right now think about what you'll do for each of those. Well, if you look on wax block, it's a nice geometric shape, right? We talked about this in math. Rectangular prism, does that ring a bell? So I would use ruler and math for this one. So I draw a line from wax block to ruler and math. Water, that's too easy. Graduated cylinder, right? There. Marbles, probably displacement. And what I mean by that is, you'll see how this works. In fact, later on I want to tell you a cool story about this guy called Archimedes. But anyway, you put water in here, and basically what you do is, when you drop stuff in there, the water gets displaced by whatever the material is and pushes the water up, and you can measure it. Modeling clay. Well, I kind of cheated. I guess if you're in class I could have mushed this all up for you, but as it so happens, it's a nice geometric shape now, so why should I, is the way I look at it. So I could use a ruler math, or again, I could use, if I crumble this up, put it in a ball, you could, same thing, you could use displacement. I'm going to cheat today, probably use a ruler math. We'll see. Okay, got that? So now we're going to move, that was page 54, now move to page 55, and it says measure and record. Find the mass and volume of each material listed below using the tools at your station. As you work, complete the chart. So the first one is wax block. So I don't know if you can see this, but on the scales, which you'll be using, there's a little arrow here, and what you're going to do is there's another piece in back, and you move this to the scale as balanced to start with. All right, so I'm going to do that right now. You put the wax block on one side, it doesn't matter what side, and then you use these weights. Okay, so like this one here is 50 grams. I'll put this down. Whoa, too heavy. Let's move back and try this one here. That's 20, 30, 40. Oh, it can't be this easy. Oh, that's a little high. A little bit high. So let's see. That's 35. Yeah, 40 is too much. So I'm going to guess it's 39. Nope, not quite yet. Oh. So I get 38 grams. So where it says wax block, and off to the right it says mass, you'd write 38 grams. Get back. Okay, now it says that I'm going to find the volume. Well, as you remember from math, the volume of a rectangular prism equals length times width times height. And so that's what we're going to do. So length is centimeters, about 5 centimeters, right at the top. Width, what do you know? 5 centimeters again. Height, and I get about 2 centimeters. So length is 5, width is 5, height is 2. Multiply the 3 numbers to find the volume. Well, I just go 5 times 5 is 25, 25 times 2 is 50. So down below where it says equal, you'd write 50 cubic centimeters, or centimeters cubed. Remember that? Water. Okay, so I guess I'm going to pour up 50 milliliters. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to measure this. I want to see how heavy this is. You'll see why in a minute. It's become very important. Oh, let's start with the heavy one. See. Okay, too much. 20, 30. 30, 35, 40. 40's too heavy, so wow, it's really close. It's like a half. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get, let's see, 20, 30, 35, 36. We'll just go ahead and round it to 36. So the graduated cylinder is 36. I'm just gonna write that down underwater. Graduated cylinder, 36 grams. You'll see why I want that in a minute. Now we're just gonna measure out 50 milliliters, right? How hard is that? You just pour it in. So I'll take this water here and see if I can pour 50. Man, too much. By the way, there's this thing called meniscus. When you lay it on the table, you get down, you look at it. What it does, it kind of does this thing. Like if you can see up here, if you got a test tube, it kind of does this. And so what you do is you read the water right there. That's the meniscus. Okay. So here we go now. I'm going to go ahead and weigh this. Well, hopefully I have enough weights. Ooh. Okay, so over that's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90's too much. Let's see, 95, 96. That looks pretty close. I'm going to put 96. So now you might be wondering, why did I take that 36? Well, if you go 96 minus 36, I get about 60 grams. Okay? This stuff isn't real accurate, I admit. But hey, that's as close as we're going to get with school stuff. And normally, water would be very close to both the grams and the milliliters are usually about the same. Okay, but I'm going with what I found, you know. Okay, now the marbles. Okay, marbles, I guess we will, I'll cheat this time. I'm just going to put them in. I normally do the same thing where I would weigh this and subtract it, but hey, if I can get away with it this way, I'm going to. Ooh, way too heavy. Let's try a 20. Yeah. 30, 40, 45. Ooh, 45 is too much. So let's try some singles. Maybe one more. Too much. Let's see, one. Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm rounding right now, but I would say it's like 20, 30, 40, 40. Well, let's see if I have any ones. Oh, I like that better. So 43. I get 43 grams. Okay, next up. Let's put all these away first before I lose some of this. Okay, next up, it says measure 100 milliliters of water in the graduated cylinder. Okay. Okay, there it is, 100 milliliters. So let's see, what am I going to do? So it's 100. I'll put it in here now in the big graduated cylinder. I'm just curious if they'll be the same. Hey, they match. So those nice and graduated cylinders are calibrated. Okay, so now I'm going to put all the marbles in here. Gotta get all these tricky guys back out of here. And let's see. It looks like I got about 120, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, I get 120 milliliters. So it says measure 100 milliliters water in the graduated cylinder. Milliliters of water marbles, 120 milliliters. Subtract the volume of water from the volume of the water and the marbles to find the volume of the marbles only. Get it? So I'd go 120 minus 100 equals 20 milliliters. So there's 20 milliliters of marble. Okay, we're not done yet. Because the volume of solids is measured in cubic units, convert your answers into cubic centimeters. Did you know, I talked about this before, but 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. That's one cool thing about the metric system, the way the two relate. So, if I say 20 milliliters, all I have to do is convert that to cubic centimeters. You just put 20 cubic centimeters. See? So, there we go. 20 cubic centimeters is the volume of that. Modeling clay. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit on modeling clay. Hope you don't mind. I'm just going to measure it today. So here we go. Don't tell anybody. So we're going to do volume equals, let's see, length is 12 centimeters times, let's see, width, 2 centimeters times 2 centimeters. How nice. So we would have 12 centimeters times 2 times 2. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48 centimeters cubed. And then how many grams is it? I don't know. It's got to be at least 50, but we'll find out. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Something I didn't think about. Okay, I'm going to cheat, grab some of the weights out of the other kit, so hang on a minute. Looks like we're going to need some serious weight for this. All right, we'll try this again. So here we go. We have 50, 100, 120, 140. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Too much, so let's take off a 20 and try some 10s. Okay, good, so that shows that it is in between. So let's see this, 120, 30, we have a 5. You probably can't see this from home, but the weights are on the weight itself. You'll see a little number on there. Okay, 135. Too much again. Okay, let's try single 135. Actually, it's about 135. Oh, nice. So, for grams, 135 grams. Let me double check it. 120, 35. Yeah, 135 grams. So there's our data.